And good morning, everyone. Hey, this is Deacon Jeff Compton here, live from our Holy Family Radio studios out in God's country, southwest of Leipzig. It is great to be with you today, and our last day of the last time that we will be hosting the Spring Spirit Drive here at this location, because coming up in a couple of months, we will be moving into our new location, our first permanent location with a brand new studio and offices, and a great way to welcome and basically celebrate the idea that this radio ministry is still growing. But that's only possible, as Matt Maher just said in that song. It says, "Lord, we need you. Indeed, we need you." You're our everything. You're our hope and stay. You're the reason that we need to keep on moving onto our eternal home. So, but we also need you, our dear listener, those who are watching, those who are listening to me right now. Perhaps you're on your way to work, your regular commute, maybe it's schools, whatever it might be. Now is your time, perhaps, to give us a phone call and help us to continue this ministry. We've got some ground to make up, and usually Fridays are that day, and we usually do pretty good on Friday. It's usually double what we've done the first 2 days. We're going to need that and more to be able to do the things that we need to be able to do. Otherwise, we may have to cut back on some ideas and thoughts that we have been wanting to do when it comes to the studio itself, or perhaps making a decision on our expansion into Fostoria or Van Wert. But the number that you need to call if you do want to help us in this mission is 888-287-0655. That's 888-287. Excuse me. It's been a long 2 days. 888-287-0655. I'll say it again one more time. It's 888-287-0655. You can also go online to our website, holyfamilyradio.fm, holyfamilyradio.fm, and you can make your donation there. You can click on the big Spirit Drive image there at the top of the homepage. That'll take you to our donation page, and you can make your donation right there. If you happen to have our mobile app, I encourage you to get our mobile app, which allows you to listen to us wherever you might be, right there off of your phone, listen to the audio stream. Or if you have an auto that has a vehicle that has Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, our app is compatible with that. When you install that and you connect up your phone, we'll have an icon on your dashboard. All you have to do is tap that. It opens up Holy Family Radio, and you can listen to our audio stream right there wherever you are. I was in Florida a month and a half ago, and indeed, I listened to Holy Family Radio right there in Central Florida as I drove around and taking care of business, and even traveling down and back. So it was really nice to be able to do that and stay in touch with my local Catholic radio station. So. And I encourage you to pick that up at your Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. So, and by the way, the reason why I mentioned is you can also donate there as well. If you get the app, at the very bottom, there's a little heart icon in the bottom right. It says donate. You tap that. It takes you directly into our donation page. And you can make a one-time donation or a recurring monthly donation. It's completely up to you. You set it up, any amount, and we'll take care of it and process it. Credit card, debit card, American Express, Discover, MasterCard, Visa, makes no difference. Even if you do it yourself there at our donation page, you can even set up a bank draft from your checking or savings account. That also saves us on credit card fees, by the way, so we get the full amount of your donation in that respect. So I just encourage you to pick up the phone now and call us at 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. I'd like to thank The Scoop on Main for providing us with lunch yesterday. Absolutely delicious, and I recommend that you visit them. They are an underwriter of Holy Family Radio, so I encourage you to patronize them as often as you can and share with them that you heard about them on Holy Family Radio, and that you appreciate that they also support this radio ministry. We had Bavarian Catering provide our lunch on Wednesday, and they'll be providing lunch later on today. So I want to thank them for that. They're also contributors here to Holy Family Radio. And I'm looking forward. I have no idea what we're going to be having later today, but we had a wonderful beef stew and green beans and noodles and just what you might expect for perhaps a fancy catered dinner than a lunch. But either way, it was delicious, and we just thank you so much for that. I'd also like to take this time to thank all of our underwriters who help to make this radio station grow and keep going. They're an important component to the resources, the financial resources that we have here at Holy Family Radio. Now, the listeners, you provide 80% of our income on an annual basis. So without your support, we really would not be able to do the work that it is that we do here at Holy Family Radio. But our underwriters also play a key role here as well, with about 20% of our income. So I just want to go through our list of underwriters and to thank them for their continued support. And we're talking about businesses such as H&K Chevy Buick in Continental, longtime underwriter, and finally they discontinued for a little while, but now that they are back, and so we thank them for their continued support. Also, Glandorf Phi Optics over there in Glandorf, they will be providing our internet connectivity, fiber optic connectivity over at our new studio, which is going to be a very, very important to us. As you know, here we are, excuse me, today streaming live video to you through multiple platforms, and that's only possible through a wonderful, strong, link upload, and so they can provide those sorts of speeds for us, and so they underwrite and they support the Divine Mercy Chaplet every day here, Monday through Friday. I'd like to thank the folks at County Electric for their longtime continued support, as well as K&L Ready Mix. We've got Coles Market in Ottawa, Powerhouse Electric Supply. Powerhouse and County Electric are the ones who provided our backup generator here so that we can keep the lights going and the radio on in case there is a power interruption here at the studio. Wagner Sawmill, they provide, the black, brown, red mulch and offer, by-standing timber. So we thank them for their support. Also, Bob Ruey Ag Services, time is now for your top dressing of your fields. So Bob Ruey is your source for that. The Basement Doctor, also a longtime subscriber. I want to thank them for supporting Holy Family Radio. Binding Nursery and Landscaping, they've got a spot running right now for their spring, their greenhouse out there over there in the Ottoville, Fort Jennings area. I want to thank them for their support. Pandora Flooring and Supply. Also Fort Jennings State Bank. Finley Carcraft Collision over in Finley. Brookie's Express and Leisha's Treasured Gifts. I want to thank them for their longtime support. Very, very generous people there. Randy Verhoff, CPA. We've got Siefker Real Estate and Auction. Tucker's Pharmacy. Kuhlman Auto Sales and Service, Body Shop and Service, has now become an underwriter, and we thank them for their support. Strategic Financial Resources, Brian Inkrot over in Glandorf, an office in Columbus Grove. Craig Warnament from Venture Visionary Partners is also an underwriter. Manufacturer Supply, Tom Nienberg is an underwriter of ours, as well as Water Solutions. Alt's Seamless Spouting, they're along with their ultimate pergolas, outdoor spaces, wonderful they provided, and we'll talk about that later, about our new studio and the folks who are providing their services and donating their materials and whatnot to make that happen. I mentioned the Scoop on Main as well. Glandorf Lumber, the Glandorf Warehouse. Glandorf Insurance Services is an underwriter. You haven't heard any of their spots because they're waiting for our new studio for us to occupy that before they want to be known. So I want to thank them for their support. Dave Ellerbrock, also with Strategic Financial Resources in Columbus Grove. McElwain Industries. As you can see, we have a lot of underwriters. Fortman Insurance Services. And the list goes on from there. Dr. Earl and Shana Schnipke Dueling over at Columbus Grove Family Dentistry has been a very wonderful underwriter for us as well. Unverfirth Manufacturing, Glandor Feed, Kenevia and Sons, Stillwater's Venue, which is the newest premier wedding and event venue over there between Ottawa and Findlay off of 224 in Hancock County. Get the Mustard Seed Gift Shop. We talked with Brenda Mag from there yesterday. Tucker's Pharmacy. Let's see, did I mention them already? I've got a few others maybe. If I've skipped any, I certainly apologize. If I think of them, I will add them to this list. But really, this list is really a testament to this, our listening area and having businesses who see the value in keeping Catholic radio going and seeing the value that is provided by being able to promote their goods and services on our airwaves. Because we encourage people to patronize them, to offer them your business in Thanksgiving for their support for Holy Family Radio. So if I had my little soundboard, because we got a new computer or a new server for the radio station here, so all my defined sounds that I had before with the cheering and the applause and all the other fun sounds is not mapped anymore, so I didn't have time to get that done. But in either event, we thank them so much for their continued support. Without you, none of this could really even be possible. So 888-287-0655. It's 888-287-0655. We're looking for that first phone call this morning to offer your support, your best gift to keep this radio station going. You can go online. We had a couple of donations that came in online yesterday evening, a couple of generous donations from a couple of people. I want to thank you for that. That gets counted into our total. So we're constantly monitoring the notifications for the donations that come in online. And it's a perfectly suitable way to make that happen. It is safe. It is secure. We've been using the service for a long time. And so if you have any concerns about that, let me just reassure you that indeed it is secure and safe and ready to take your donations. 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. Well, now I'm going to bring in, as you know, at the beginning, it talks about, Deacon Jeff and Kim. I'd like to welcome Kim into the studio this morning as we kind of get ready for our third day, and it's typically our busy day, and hopefully it is busy.
Yeah, we need it. We need it to be. We need it to be everything it's ever been and then some.
Yeah.
So give us a call, won't you, at 888-287-0655. I think you still have the chance to be the first caller of the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you do that? Pick up the phone and give us a ring. You can also donate online, holyfamilyradio.fm, and on our new app, which we were excited to talk about last year, and now is a reality. It was just a possibility last year.
Yeah, I'd like to know if anyone has used that, by the way, because it directs them to the same page as if you go to our website and do that online donations, it goes to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea if it's coming via the mobile app or the website. So I'd be interested to know if you've done it that way, how it worked, what your experience was like. So
yeah, and we also are interested in knowing if you're a new donor.
Yeah. If
you are a new donor, we want very much to ring this bell and celebrate the fact that you have joined the family. So if you talk to us in the office there at 888-287-0655, or if you donate online somehow, either through the website or the app, please let us know if you're a new donor. We would really, really appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah,
we absolutely do. Every year we put out a mailer at the beginning of the year to all those who have donated in the past year. It's for tax purposes to acknowledge your donation, to be able to allow you to write that off essentially as a deduction if you were able to do so. And so we get the pledge cards back, and often we have a little section on there where we ask people, hey, is this donation in memory or honor of someone? And so I'm going to take this time right now to kind of go through these and acknowledge them if they did provide this. So I just want to mention that there's a donation here that's in memory of Tim Colley. One that's in, it says in honor or memory of Faith Monin. And then also then in memory or honor of Teresa Westrick, Lawrence and Emmeline Westrick. One-time donation here. It's prayers for peace on earth and health for health for family. Have a donation here that's in honor or memory of Corey and Kyle Recker. And then one, it's in memory of Olivia Ryan and Schnipke. So I don't know if that's Olivia Ryan Schnipke, one full name, or Olivia and Ryan Schnipke. Either way, that's in memory. So we thank you for that. Here's one that was offered in memory of my dad, John Smith, who passed away on Thanksgiving. It says we miss him. So we pray for his eternal rest and peace. Along with all those, here's one in honor or memory of Elmer Gable, and in honor or memory of Janice Recker. Another one's a donation one time that's in honor of my family, and one in memory of Darren Langhouse. In memory of Alan Wishmeyer, and a memory of Marcia Kuhlman. And then also this one is for the living and deceased members of Marilyn and Carl Inkrad, I believe it says, and their families. And then this is in memory of Virgil and Anita Verhoff, Lois and Elaine Verhoff Hoffman, Mark Verhoff, and Michael Sigley. So that's just a small sampling of those that we've received, and we want to honor and make that known out to the public because, you know, we pray for all of these people in honor of them or in memory of them. And we pray for all of our listeners all the time that they are touched and seek solace and peace and knowledge and wisdom and all that from listening to Holy Family Radio. So we want to thank you so much for donating and providing us with the means to keep doing this radio ministry.
Yeah. I mean, the listeners are the reason we exist.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
If we're not bringing quality programming to you, that we're not fulfilling the mission here.
That's
so it's wonderful to get those donations in honor and in memory of someone, and we thank you so much for that.
Right. And if you call in a donation, you can make it in honor or memory of someone. We can do that announcement right here today. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's an anniversary. Maybe there's a birthday of someone or some whatever. Let us know, and we can make that announcement if you would like us to. So it's 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655.
It looks like we have another busy day lined up in terms of guests. We've got quite a few folks coming into the studio and a few folks that we're going to have via phone. Do you want to preview that, Deacon Jeff,
sure.
or do you want to wait for later?
No, we can preview that right now. Let you know what's coming up today on Holy Family Radio. At 8 a.m. this morning, we're planning to talk to Deacons Dennis Shree. No, it's Dave Schieffer. Sorry. Dave Schieffer and Paul Fiesel. They're deacons at Fostoria St. Wendelin Parish over in Fostoria. I've been working with them to build this radio station over in Fostoria. They're very excited about it, and so they are happy to join me today to talk about that radio station and talk about their ministry over there and a little bit about the parish. It's brand new to me, that parish over there. So we'll be speaking with them this morning. Also, we'll be talking to Father Tony Fortman, what I would say the outgoing pastor for Glandorf St. John's in Glandorf St. John the Baptist, and it'll be kind of a little bit bittersweet to be talking to him because he's heading to a new assignment in July, and so he'll be. I wish he was going to be here in studio, but unfortunately he's remote today, so we'll be talking to him on the phone. He'll be followed up by Father Rick at 11, so set your reminders to tune in or watch us at 11 as Father Rick will be here. Kevin McGraw is coming at noon. I haven't seen Kevin for quite a long time. We've talked to him off and on, but
yeah, we talk to him. It seems like almost every year, it's usually via phone.
Right.
So it's going to be a nice treat to have him in the studio with us and chat with him and get caught up on everything that he's doing.
That's right. So I look forward to that at noontime today. Then at 1:30, we'll talk to Father Matt Keller, who is the incoming pastor at Glandorf St. John the Baptist. So all of you parishioners who tune in on a regular basis, if you want to hear a word or two from your new pastor that's coming, we're glad to be able to reach out to him. And he took us up on the opportunity to kind of introduce himself and talk to us later on today. We're going to try a video link for that. If that doesn't work, then we'll do it by phone as well. But that's at 1:30 today. At 3 o'clock, Allison Stump, the Students for Life coordinator for the Diocese of Toledo, will be in to talk about her work with Students for Life and other pro-life activities for the diocese. My daughter is going to be joining her sometime during that hour to talk about her experience with Students for Life and starting up a chapter and encouraging others to also do the same at their local schools or organizations. Then at 4 o'clock, it's Sisters Gianna Marie and Sister Mary Bethany. They're from the Dominican Sisters of Mary, Mother of the Eucharist. They currently reside at the mission that they've opened up in Findlay. I'm not sure how long ago it was, maybe 2 years ago or so, maybe even 3, who knows. But they teach over there at St. Michael's in Findlay. There's 4 of them, I believe. So Sisters Gianna Marie and Sister Mary Bethany will be here. Looking forward to seeing them in the studio and meeting them and just hearing what they have to share. That's at 4 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, we begin our final push and wrap up. As we usually do, Lincoln Bramlage will join us to kind of encourage and provide us that last boost of energy as we wrap up 33 hours of live radio over the last 3 days. I think the total number of guests this year is somewhere around 25 or so, which is about normal. We could handle a few more, because we have some gaps. So I'll play a couple of Lighthouse Talks probably today, if not a Bishop's Corner episode, just to give you, it's almost like an interview in many ways, some of the stuff that we offer you, but gives us a little bit of a break and gives you an opportunity to listen to something I think is very relevant for today, for right now. So that's what our lineup looks like today. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. We definitely enjoy having folks we enjoy all our guests, but having folks in studio always a little more lively, it seems like sometimes. So
right. Absolutely.
It'll be fun to have several of those folks here join us in studio. Speaking of joining us, how about you listeners, you wonderful, dear, faithful listeners out there, join us in this ministry. Help support your Catholic radio station at 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. We'll take donations in any form, whether it's credit card, check, cash, withdrawal from your checking or savings account, whatever works for you. We are happy to facilitate. We love the sort of monthly recurring donations. They're very helpful for predictability of budget. Any organization needs a certain predictability to their budget. But we are happy to take your donation in any form that works for you. So give us a call, won't you, at 888-287-0655, or donate online, holyfamilyradio.fm, or the brand new app, the Holy Family Radio app. Check it out. It's nice. You can listen to us on the app. We are live streaming again today on YouTube and Facebook and our website as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
All those, it's amazing to be able to do that. It's brand new. And I really want to remind folks and let you know that if you miss some of these interviews that we have, with the deacons today, or Father Rick or Kevin McGraw, these are all being recorded. And so the plan is to edit that video and offer them as individual videos to be uploaded onto YouTube, onto our YouTube channel. So you can go back and listen to them as often as you like and check that out. And we'll release those, post those every so often. It's a great way to consume content. And so, because I've heard that people have either missed the first part or had to go away and miss the second part or what have you, or even just missed it totally. It's like, I didn't know they were going to be on to one to see that.
Yeah.
So yes, we've got it recorded. Yes, we will have it edited and put together for you on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, that is so common, Deacon Jeff, that, we all jump in and out of the car a lot, to run this errand, that errand, or, 10, 15 minutes, and you miss, part or all of a great interview. Mm-hmm. And it's fantastic to be able to do that. Just like you can now listen to the Signal, the station, through the app. The same thing happens to me all the time. I'm listening to something and I want to hear the rest of that, but I need to keep going, or I need to move into the house and work on something. Right. So it's really great. Check that app out if you haven't already. It's available in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. So that's Holy Family Radio. You'll know you have it when you have our logo. That's right. Which is a red heart with the Holy Family inside of it and a little blue star up above it. So.
That's right. Yeah, because there are multiple Holy Family radios, and when I search, I get the others that came up. They come up first. Yeah. So if we get enough downloads and it gets popular enough, then we'll shoot up above those.
We will. We'll rise right up. Yeah.
So,
but you don't have to go down too far.
No, not at all.
I found it. I don't remember how many down, but it wasn't too far.
It's within the top 5, but the temptation is, that's the one I want, and you pick that top one or second one, but that wouldn't be us.
No.
So and we have had issues where we have like car donations and stuff. We had that, and they were donated to the proceeds were donated to the wrong Holy Family Radio.
Yeah.
It was, I think the one was the proceeds went to the Holy Family Radio group that is in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay.
So they only let me know because they were confused as to why this particular donation came to them. So,
someone from Ohio, likely.
Exactly.
Yeah, outside their listening area.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
I'm sure they appreciate it, but
absolutely, I would appreciate it too.
Yeah.
Either way. So just want to make sure you get to the right one so that you can stay connected to us, and we're certainly looking forward to in the coming months over the next year to create some local programming. Some dedicated local programming here on Holy Family Radio to give you more opportunity to engage the faith here locally, find out what's going on in many respects around, to offer you some insight and wisdom from our local communities and our parishes. So that's going to be an important aspect to developing the station even further, okay? And with our new studios and with the capability to do video, I mean, we're talking not only audio podcasts, we're talking video, we're talking lots of different ways to reach out and be able to connect in our local area. So that's another reason why it's important to support this radio station, because we really can't do it without having the money to pay the bills, and those bills are rising. And when we talk about additional stations and additional equipment, which means more insurance, it means more licenses, it means more of all those things. And so so we need to have more to cover that. And that only comes through your support. So 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. The phone lines are open right now. You'll get right through to our volunteer in the studio, or actually in the office right behind me if you're watching. Every once in a while, I think you can probably see a little movement as people kind of come in and out through there. When we're on split screen, you can't right now, but when I have it on full screen, you certainly can. So 888-287-0655.
Yeah, and it's so important. You mentioned, Deacon Jeff, the new stations that we're seriously exploring adding.
Oh yeah.
And it's so important to do that. We don't do that because we just want to be a big media giant, which we wouldn't be even with that. But it's because it's part of the mission. It's so important to bring that Catholic radio signal to as many people as possible. And there are portions of Ohio that don't get a good signal. So that's why we're constantly exploring that, and why it's so important, and why we need your support to be able to do these things, because you either buy a tower or you rent a tower. Either way, there's expenses, as Deacon Jeff mentioned. There's fees that go along with it, and insurance that goes along with it. All the things that one would expect are involved in expanding are involved, and we can't do it without you. We really need your support here at Holy Family Radio. So give us a call, 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655.
Yep, we got a couple of donations to announce.
Great.
And they're both from St. Anthony in Columbus Grove. So I want to
Wonderful.
thank the folks in that parish. So we got one. It's a new recurring donation.
Do they get to claim the gift certificate?
They do.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Congratulations to that donor. No names, please, but from St. Anthony's in Columbus Grove. Thank you so much for that generous donation. And then also Alton Keene from St. Anthony's in Grove is offering his donation in memory of Sylvester and Anastasia Keene. And I apologize if it's supposed to be Keeney or Keene. Not sure which. So either way, thank you so much for that. And so I encourage folks too, if you have, you want to honor or remember somebody, and have that announced here on the air, come on, let us know. We can do that. If you do it online, you can also offer us that comment in your donation as well. We see those comments. So offer us your take on things and let us know what you like, what you don't like. Of course, you love it, right? Because you're donating. At least I hope so. But either way, definitely thank you so much. It goes a long way to keeping us going.
Yeah. And we can't keep going without new donors joining in and the faithful donors sticking with us.
Right.
It's just not something that can be sustainable for the long term. So, maybe you forgot to make your donation last time. Give us a call. Or maybe you've been on the fence about whether or not to donate. Believe me, any amount that you can donate makes a difference. It all adds up.
Right.
It doesn't matter if, the only thing you can afford is $1 a month. It all adds up, and we deeply appreciate it. So give us a call, won't you, at 888-287-0655, or donate online at the website, holyfamilyradio.fm, or on the new app, Holy Family Radio.
Right. So let's take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in our culture today and kind of offer some thoughts on that and give you some resources and some people to check out that might kind of help you get an idea of kind of what's happening, kind of what's behind, going on in our culture today, and kind of offer that, and we'll see what happens. All right. 888-287-0655. You're listening to Deacon Jeff here at Holy Family Radio's 2022 Spring Spirit Drive. And welcome back to the Spring Spirit Drive. Deacon Jeff along with Kim here in the studio, waiting for another phone call. We've gotten one phone call. We need another one. How about that? Make it number 2. 888-287-0655. One more time. That is 888-287-0655. 888-287-0655. So I mentioned before we went to break, I've had some books here with me, and I had some topics I wanted to kind of talk about, and now seems like about the best time because there might be a lot of people who are driving right now and who might be in their car, or who might be listening as you're getting to work and so on. So just want to offer some resources to you that I found fairly helpful to me to be able to kind of make sense of why things are the way they are today in our culture and our society here in America. Started reading some books because I'm trying to understand, okay, how did we get to where we are today? We can talk about how the sexual revolution of the 60s has really triumphed over the last 40 or 50 years. And so is that one of the primary reasons why we are where we're at? And how would you describe our world today? In some respects, when I think of, when I hear some of the things that are reported and some of the things that are shared, I think that we're living in a clown world of our own creation in some ways, trying to call things something that they're not, and something that's so bizarre that even little kids know that that's not what that is. What are you talking about? That's not possible. It goes against nature, natural law, and all that. And I'm trying to kind of figure out and understand, okay, if that's how we think or where we're going, how did that happen? What were the building blocks to that? And I found a great book that I recommend that if you're interested in that sort of thing, that you pick up and try and work your way through. And it's this book called The Rise and Triumph of the Modern Self by Carl Trueman. Carl Trueman is a theologian. He's not Catholic. He's a Protestant, but that really doesn't matter in the sense of what this book is all about, which basically tries to understand and provide the building blocks for how we got to this modern self, this triumph of the modern self, which means we're all about ourselves. Okay. It talks about the cultural amnesia, expressive individualism, and the road to the sexual revolution. And he wrote this book because he was just like, what? It didn't make any sense to him that the common person here, in fact, I'll just read this. The question that he put foremost into why he wrote this book, he's like, how has the current highly individualistic, iconoclastic, sexually obsessed, and materialistic mindset come to triumph here in the West, in America? Or to put the question in a more pressing and specific fashion, why does the sentence, I am a woman trapped in a man's body, make sense, not simply to those who have sat in post-structuralist and queer theory seminars, but to my neighbors, to people I pass on the street, to coworkers who have no particular political axe to grind and who are blissfully unaware of the jargon and arcane concepts of Foucault and his myriad epigons and incomprehensible imitators. Wow, those are some big words, right? But the idea is like, how did this happen? That an ordinary person, I call myself an ordinary person, I'm not a scholar, I'm not an activist of any sense or something like that, come to basically accept that sentence as commonplace, to say it's okay to think that way, right? In fact, in some ways, people are encouraged to think that way. All right. So that's what this book attempts to explore. Now, this is not an easy read. Okay. This is not a book that you would pick up and hope to understand it, in a reading. Oh, I bumped my camera. Doing a reading. This took me a while to get through because it is filled with big words, like I tried to say before, but it's an important book. Okay. And I highlighted a few things in here because it talks about that the understanding of the human self nowadays, that psychological categories and an inward focus are the hallmarks of being a modern person. Okay. So an inward focus on ourselves. Each of us finds our meaning by giving expression to our own feelings and desires. Okay, he calls it an expressive individualism. So not only can I think in a certain way, but I need to express that. I need to express that outwardly. Okay, so that's kind of where we get this idea of I think, therefore I am, but also I think, therefore I should create, right? Because that's the only way I can be accepted is through your acceptance of the way I think and way I express myself. It just kind of goes on from there. It says, we've talked about and heard about snowflakes, right?
Yeah.
So these people that are enraged by certain statements, and they kind of say you have to accept me for who I am, and otherwise it's hate and all that. It talks about this saying while hostile commentators berate the tendency caused by hypersensitivity of a generation of snowflakes, it's actually a result of the slow but steady psychologizing of the self and the triumph of inward-directed therapeutic categories over traditional outward-directed educational philosophies. So that which hinders my outward expression of my inward feelings, that which challenges or attempts to falsify my psychological beliefs about myself, and thus disturb my sense of inner well-being, is by definition harmful and to be rejected. So that's saying that if I think I'm a certain way or I'm a certain person, and you attempt to say that that's not right or I'm wrong about that, that's termed harm. That's rejection of the whole entire person.
Yeah, and hate even.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that means that traditional institutions must be transformed to conform to the psychological self, not vice versa. So, I mean, is that not what we kind of see in a nutshell?
It absolutely is, without a doubt. I see more and more of people feeling like it's not only their right, but their obligation to express every thought and feeling that occurs to them.
Right.
And, these are fine lines. I mean, we want to love everybody. We want to love our neighbor. We want to love our family. We want to love everybody out there. And it's not like we're saying, your feelings don't matter or your opinion doesn't matter, but there's a fine line there in terms of just because you think it or feel it doesn't mean it is true.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a lot of wisdom in inner reflection and inner seeking and inner, I want to say determination, but that isn't the right word. And I mean, that in a lot of ways that all comes back to prayer, spending that time in silence, spending that time on reflecting, is it just because I think it and feel it, is it really reality, or is that something with me that I need to work on?
Right, exactly. I look at it as getting feelings and reason inverted. It's putting our feelings above logic and reason. It's saying that because I feel this way, therefore this must be true. And if that defies logic and reason and nature, that's misguided. You know, who's the author of all this confusion, all lies, right? Satan is.
Yeah.
The father of lies from the beginning. That was true. And so now we're beginning to accept these lies and this inversion of self. In fact, it says here, the intuitive moral structure of our moral, social imaginary prioritizes victimhood, sees selfhood in psychological terms, regards traditional sexual codes as oppressive and life-denying, and places a premium on the individual's right to define his or her own existence. So,
well said.
Yeah, it is. And that basically is just outlining the premise for the book, kind of explains our world today. We live in a world of psychological man, according to this book, which means we live here in our heads only. That's where we define everything about who we are, which goes kind of against the identity of what we truly are. We're a creation of a loving creator in his likeness and image. And that in a sense, that's a rejection of that, because therefore I can recreate myself in some way. I'm rejecting God's creation, and I can think and do whatever I want to kind of recreate that.
Yeah.
That's an ultimate rejection of us from the very beginning. And it's, and it goes on, the book just goes on from there to basically give you the building blocks through which philosophies from the Enlightenment through to Foucault and Rousseau in the 1800s, 19th century, all the way up through to today with feminism, the sexual revolution, and all that, to say, this is how we got here. And I was reading this and thinking, oh my goodness, this makes complete sense once I got past all the big words and all that scholarly stuff. But I highly encourage you to check that book out if you're interested in the underpinnings of that. And we talk about living not by lies. Well, that's another book that I highly recommend. This is by Rod Dreher, Live Not by Lies. This book is about the Christian dissidents who lived in Eastern Europe at the time that the communists came in, World War II, or even a little bit before that, how a Catholic priest recognized that communism, socialism was going to be oppressive and persecute the Christians and the Catholics that were there, and who started to build networks of underground families and gave them the tools and the mission to maintain the faith in the face of this oppression. And the statement "Live not by lies" comes from Alexander Solzhenitsyn, Russian dissident, who basically said, look, they've got all the power, so to speak. They've got the weapons, they've got the bat to keep you down, but your way of rejecting that is to insist on rejecting lies, to live not by lies. Mm-hmm. So if you are faced with certain things, don't put up with it. Leave meetings, walk away from things, leave jobs, whatever it is. Refuse to live by lies. And in some respects, that's upon us today, right? Because if let's say, for instance, that the state of Ohio enacts some standards that opens up, certain types of teaching and ideologies that are mandatory to teach, which are against our Christian or Catholic faith. Do our teachers have, our Catholic ones who want to live out authentically, are they willing to lose their jobs over that and reject that or not? It's a question for me in my profession, in my job. Am I going to put up with certain things and be required to offer what my pronouns are, or, other similar sorts of things? Am I going to accept that or just be quiet about it? Because nowadays, if you express your particular thoughts or opinions on something, it could cost you your job. It could cost you job opportunities, your livelihood. And it's happened. Yeah. I'm sure it's happened here locally in the listening area. Some of you might already know this, and it's cancer, and it's awful, and it's gone to the schools, and I'm running out of time to talk about this some more. So if this has touched you in some sort of way, I'm going to offer some links on our Facebook page and our website later on. I won't be able to get to it today or even this weekend, but soon, where you can pick up some of these books. And if you want to have some conversations about this, I've been thinking about putting together a sequence of podcasts or shows to kind of discuss some of these issues and trying to flesh this out a little bit for our listeners, so that we can venture together through all of what's going on today. So in any event, we did get another donation. Let's see. It's from Cindy Earhart from, let's see, that says St. Michael's in Kalida. It's a memory of John Smith, who's sadly missed. And she listens to Holy Family every day on the way to work. So thank you so much for your support, your donation. And that's an encouragement to all of you out there to also tune in and help support this radio ministry, expanding, growing, and doing more and more good things every day. 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. We're coming up towards the top of the hour, the 8 o'clock hour. We've got a couple of guests coming up. I got to get them on the phone here pretty soon. So we will go to our top of the hour break and just encourage you to call call right now, 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. We'll be back after this break. Cut myself shaving right here.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice it too. So
Okay, good.
I can look on screen when you're on
Yeah.
by yourself and see if it's.
I don't see it very well, but it was bleeding quite a bit today. It's like, what? What?
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show or meeting number and press pound. You did not enter a number. Goodbye. Ready to connect. Click Connect to show now.
All right. I think I have you, gentlemen. We'll find out in a moment if we do. So I'm going to break in after the first song is over, okay, after our ID, and bring us around, and I'll be to you guys, okay? So hold on, I cannot hear you until I press the talk button, but then if you do, you'll be over the air, so. And welcome back to the Spring Spirit Drive here on Holy Family Radio. It is great to be with you today as we continue with our Spring Spirit Drive here at Holy Family Radio. It's been a great start to today, but we need it to go even better as we continue throughout this third and final day of the final Spirit Drive we'll ever have in this old studio. It's not that old. It looks great. We've kept great care of it, but we're certainly ready to move on from it. So 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. You can also donate via our website at holyfamilyradio.fm, holyfamilyradio.fm. Also do it by our mobile app. There's a little button at the very bottom of the home screen that allows you and takes you directly to our online giving page. So 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. 6 minutes after the top of the hour, and we're ready to talk to our next guests. And our next guests are a couple of deacons who I know pretty well. It's Deacon Dave Schieffer and also Deacon Paul Fiesel from Fostoria St. Wendelin. Welcome, gentlemen.
Little.
I do not hear them.
Little technical difficulty. I'll let you
so
work on that,
yes, please.
Deacon Jeff, if you like, and remind callers or listeners and viewers out there that we always consider the Spring Spirit Drive open house out here at the studio. And if you would like to see this studio before here during our last Spirit Drive out here, before the station moves to its new space in the old parish center in Glandorf, then come on out. I believe our address is out on the website, if I'm not incorrect.
Click connect
and
to show now.
just come on out and check it out, and we'll give you the dime tour. It'll just take a couple seconds, but we'd love to have any visitors out here. And we'd also love to hear from you. So give us a call at 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. You can donate online as well at holyfamilyradio.fm. And you can donate on the new app. The Holy Family Radio app, which is a new reality this year. We were aspirational with it last year, excited about the possibility that we might get it, but now we have it, and it is an option for you to listen to podcasts, to listen.
Are you gentlemen there?
Yes, we are.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Got you back. I'll be right back to you.
Okay.
App Store. I believe we have, or also give us a call, 888-287-0655. I believe we've solved our technical issues. Is that correct, Deacon Jeff?
Yeah. Eventually, I do something right,
You are juggling a lot this year for a lot of different reasons.
You are way too kind.
But, we're dealing with this streaming here. And so when we go on and off, you have to do about 3 different things instead of just one one thing that you did previously.
That's right.
As well as be engaging and interested in our guests, which we always are. But yeah, it's just one more thing that we're juggling. But we're excited. We believe we've solved the technical difficulties.
We have. So I'm pleased to welcome to the program Deacons Dave Schrieffer. Dave, I keep saying Schrieffer. I keep doing that. I'm so sorry.
Schrieffer.
Yes. Deacon Dave Schrieffer and Deacon Paul Fiesel from Fostoria St. Wendelin in Fostoria. I want to thank you for joining us today and welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Deacon Jeff. Glad to talk to you again.
Happy Easter, Deacon Jeff.
Happy Easter to you as well. We are in the octave of Easter, and it's an important time for us here at Holy Family Radio to be able to ask our listeners to help support us as we continue with our mission to broadcast Catholic radio to our listening area and trying to expand. And we've been able to, through some miracle of some sort, to be able to have the opportunity to be able to bring Catholic radio back to Fostoria. And I would imagine that we're kind of excited about that prospect.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. I know people here are hungry for it. I know when we had it here, it was, I think people listened to it just because it was our local station. And so that part gives us a different avenue to be able to go be something other than the current media, which kind of likes to pull us away from Christ, and we can bring them back centered towards Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is important, and having a local outlet is a kind of an important thing because it creates that connection to community and to parish, and so this just kind of extends our reach into an area that used to have Catholic radio. Why don't you talk about that initial foray to Catholic radio there, and to kind of give our listeners an idea of what we're following up upon?
Well, Jeff, I give you a lot of credit for all the stuff that you're going through because I had to do it back in 2015, and it takes a lot of work to get something set up that way, a lot of research, a lot of testing, a lot of dealing with government. But it is one of those things, and it's very time consuming to keep a station going. And so that part I give you credit. I set up one here up, Christ the Shepherd Radio. In 2017, we went on the air, and I found that doing 3 jobs was a little tough. So I ended up, after about 3 years of abandoning that because I just couldn't do it all. So I give you a lot of credit. It takes a lot of work.
Well, it does, and it's a labor of love. Like I've told folks, our listeners here, that I don't consider this to be work. It's never been a chore or anything like that for me. So I've just enjoyed it so much, and be able to utilize this as kind of part of my ministry of being a deacon, is to offer this avenue for evangelization and catechesis, which is sorely missing today, or in the past especially. I think things have gotten better in terms of materials and opportunities for catechesis, but I think Catholic Radio is a great supplement to that. So yeah, there is a lot to it, but I'd like to know a little bit more, since I'm not familiar with Fostoria St. Wendlandt. Give us a snapshot idea, maybe Deacon Paul, of the parish there, the size and who the current pastor is, and kind of give us a flavor of what's happening there.
Our current pastor is Father Joseph Poggemeyer. He came here. He's been here a couple years, and has been a breath of fresh air in terms of the catechesis portion of it. He's very traditional in what he would like in terms of the celebration of the liturgy. With the closure of our school, that was a difficult time for the parish, to lose that. But we are beginning to rebound from it. We've been able to reach out to those families that are interested in Catholic education. We are still able to support them if they are so choosing to go to a neighboring Catholic school. So we are still offering some form of tuition assistance. But then likewise, we've been able to do some additional studies with our young people in terms of preparing them for the sacraments. I've been involved with a wide discipleship program with some of our young men in the parish, and that's reaping some very good benefits. Our group is rather small in terms of maybe 5 to 6 youth, and that's about the size you'd like, but it's also a commitment of 4 years for these young men. And just trying to help build that relationship with Christ, having them have a better understanding of what prayer life is all about, and just building on that relationship on a daily basis. Mm. So it kind of gives you a little bit as to what we have going on. I mean, there's more things happening. Now that some of the restrictions have been lifted with COVID, looks as though we're going to be able to get back into the rest homes and the hospital to offer communion to our parishioners. So that's been a benefit. Also, we got into the live streaming, and I can see where that's going to continue. We may end up limiting it down to just one mass instead of all three, but at least there's more of an outreach to get to our parishioners. And that's going to be a good thing in the long run for us.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. It has been a challenge for so many with the pandemic. We talk about returning to normal, but I don't know if anybody can define what normal really is, or even what it will be, I guess. And so we make the best of it that we can, and consider try to build from where we are to a new sort of idea of what it means, and to live the Christian life and to move forward. And so now I'm kind of thinking about that same sort of theme about challenge. What are some of the challenges that not only your parish might face, but also the challenges of the city of Fostoria and the surrounding area, in terms of economically and so on and so forth? What kind of benefit do you think the Catholic Radio can be to your area?
Well, that part, we definitely have challenges. I think just like any other town and city is undergoing, that we have challenges with employment, that kind of thing. But I think with Catholic Radio, it gives us a new line for hope, a new direction for us to build better families, which will strengthen the whole core of Fostoria, and with that part will allow us to regain growth and pride in our city, which we've always been a city that is very proud of its inhabitants, the residents there. They're very giving. They're very giving of themselves, and I think this will just help us to intensify that part and move us forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jeff, the city has always we've faced some financial challenges over the years, the loss of industry, but there is some good things starting to happen. More interest in the business climate, but likewise here at the parish, you know, mentioning the school, yes, we did lose that, but financially, as a parish, we're coming out of the financial difficulties that we've had. So even though we've maybe dropped in numbers, I see the quality of our parish community beginning to grow again.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hunger for that stronger relationship with Christ, and I can only see where a radio station is going to help bridge that gap. That, you know, throughout the day,
Mm-hmm.
the parish community can remain in contact with Christ.
Right. Well, that's good to hear. You know, it's always good to have that hope and to see that growth and the evangelization that can happen through Catholic radio can be, I think, a great help to any community where we're able to serve. And that's one thing that we try to do is we do try to serve. And so I'd like to offer our support and assistance on things that we can help promote for your parish, you know, events and those sorts of things. And also that we can encourage folks who are in that area to download our mobile app and be able to listen to us wherever you might be. We might not be there on the air yet, but we will be soon. At least that's our hope and plan. And so, you know, if there's anything that we can do, we certainly will do that. And that's offered for free because that's our service to our parishes. So I just want to let you know about that and keep that in mind. Also, that the radio station is going to be at 90.9 FM. And depending on the location that we actually locate our tower and antenna, will define what the power is. So that we're still going through that process, and it's interesting and it's time consuming, but it's also a little bit expensive because every time I have to go to my engineer and say, okay, what about this location, and that costs us just a little bit more money to be able to make that determination, try and make the best decision that we can. So that's where you come in, our dear listener, to help us in this effort to reach out to more communities like Fostoria and hopefully to Van Wert with the message of the gospel on Catholic radio. So your opportunity to help us in this mission is to call us at 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. Our website is holyfamilyradio.fm, and you can donate there as well. If you go to the homepage, we've got a great big graphic for the Spring Spirit Drive. Hit that graphic, takes you right to our online donation page. That's the same page that our mobile app will take you to. If you hit that heart at the bottom lower right-hand corner, it'll take you to that same page. You can make that donation as well. 888-287-0655. Now, when it comes to deacons, I'm familiar with you, and we were in classes together in our formation. And to be honest, you know, it's coming up on, it'll be 5 years this September for me and Deacon Dave there. Paul, you had to take a little bit different course, but I consider myself to be still a new deacon. Deacon Dave, what has your experience been with your ministry there?
Well, we're not baby deacons anymore, but we are definitely still new deacons.
Yes.
We're still learning. There's many things that still getting expanded into, and as we go through our process, we're finding that there's more avenues. Once we get one thing down, now we can branch out into another part of ministry that we may be looking to and becoming more comfortable in it. I know Paul is going through those same challenges we had when we started out, that it was something brand new and somewhat a little scary besides, but with the grace of God and the Holy Spirit that we're able to get through that part and keep building towards what we can actually accomplish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Deacon Paul?
Well, this was my first Easter as a deacon.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit different, or I should say quite a bit different. Before I was ministering as an acolyte and was kind of emceeing behind the scenes. And this year it was transitioned from that acolyte position, and you are now a deacon. And here you are standing, in the sanctuary. And it was just different, but yet a lot of joy. Just being able to experience that for the first time, and to be that close to the altar during the Eucharistic prayers, and it just moving, very, very moving. And let's just say, Jeff, I've had people ask me, so how does it feel to be a deacon? It feels right. I feel comfortable. I feel like it's been a calling. It's been a little bit different journey than what I was expecting, but it's the Lord that's kind of steering the rudder here. And I've just got to have faith that the direction that He's guiding me in terms of the ministry, I've just got to continue to put my faith in Him, and it's all going to be good.
Yep. I can echo that sentiment that in a sense you kind of have to grow into the role in many ways, and it just feels right. And, for me, this was my fourth Easter Vigil assisting. I got right into it, right away. And I finally kind of reached the point where I'm not nervous, too much about I worry about what I'm going to forget. Okay. I still have that. So I'm always, making sure I'm there ahead of plenty of time, and I can make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, but it's still, it's getting less nerve wracking. But I can say for myself, probably the thing that I am most nervous about is when I have to chant or sing. That is something I don't think I'll ever get used to.
That was my first experience chanting the gospel this year. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. There ended up at a certain point, there was just a calmness, and you could definitely tell the Holy Spirit's involved. Holy Spirit's taken over.
Mm-hmm.
So, very nice.
It's really neat.
I agree, Jeff.
No, go ahead.
I agree. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, please.
That the chanting part has been a challenge, and Father Puggemeier likes to have most everything chanted, and so it's been a growing period for both of us, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Without a confidence in your voice, it can be somewhat terrifying, for sure. But he provided us with the voice, and so He's got to listen to it. So that's the way I think about it, and I just do the best I can.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody say once that God gave you this voice, so give it back to Him. Yeah. It's really fascinating as a layperson to hear these experiences that you deacons are sharing with each other and with our listeners, because we don't see that or experience that
right.
as lay members of the church. So that's thank you for sharing all that. That gives us maybe a slight peek behind the curtain, so to speak.
Yeah, just a slight peek.
Just a very slight, right? Yeah.
I had an opportunity to be with my spiritual director yesterday, and he was asking me about the Easter experience with the vigil and the chanting, and the thing that kind of struck me was it's not about the singing. It's about proclaiming the word. Mm-hmm. And however that is proclaimed, that's what the Holy Spirit is wanting. Mm-hmm. And it just changed my perspective on looking forward when called to chant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very nice.
Very
so
good.
Speaking of looking forward, what do you have coming up at the parish? You've talked about some of the challenges that you faced there with the closing of the school and losing the prior radio station. But do you have anything coming up that you can share with listeners that might be in that area that they might be interested in?
Well, this Sunday we have our Jesus by Candlelight, but it's going to be at an earlier time. We take an hour of adoration, and during this week's we are doing the Divine Mercy, and so we are doing it at 3:00 Sunday this time. Just because of the Divine Mercy, we need those prayers and forgiveness, and it continues on with Christ's vision for us and His calling us to become closer to Him. Normally we have our Jesus by Candlelight adoration service at once a month on the first Sunday of the month, but this time we're doing it this Sunday because of Divine Mercy, to make it special.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's going to be a week from this Saturday. It'll be April the 30th. Bishop Thomas will be here at St. Wellens at 10 o'clock for confirmation for this year's 8th grade class.
Mm.
So we're excited to have him come.
It's always exciting to have the bishop come.
Yeah.
It's always exciting. So
yeah, he's not able to do all of those because of his busy schedule. So it's a real gift,
right.
And a real blessing when you are able to experience that. So that sounds wonderful.
Yep. And if you want to talk about a little nervousness, well, the bishop will bring a little nervousness to you.
He'll know if you do anything wrong.
What did I forget this time?
Yep. Exactly right. Go ahead.
Deacon Jeff, the new deacon, will be assisting the bishop that day. So I can understand a little bit of the nervousness.
Well, I offer you my prayers, my friend.
Thank you.
But the good part is the bishop is very forgiving.
Yes, amen to that. Amen to that. So we're coming up to the bottom of the hour. So usually we offer this time to offer you the last word, something that maybe we haven't asked about, something that's come up that you'd like to share with our audience as we look to expand and bring Catholic radio over to Fostoria.
Well, we're just feeling very blessed that you're looking at our avenue of bringing back radio to Fostoria, but it only happens when people are willing to donate and help support that part. It's very important ministry. It's one that reaches so many people that we can't do individually. It helps bring them back to church, to Christ, to be a part of His family once again, and to keep us on our pilgrimage towards our final destination of heaven.
Amen.
How about you, Deacon Paul?
Jeff, we're just grateful that you've chosen to come this direction to expand Catholic radio. There is a hunger out there, and just your willingness to continue to invest in spreading the word, and we just see that this is going to be a benefit for the Catholic community, the Christian community. There is a hunger for Christ, and we just need to keep finding those avenues or venues to reach out and continue to grow. And we're grateful for your willingness to invest. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. It is one of those things where, it's grateful. We're grateful that you are open and so excited really about the prospect of us being able to serve the listeners and the people in your area with Catholic radio and with the media that we can produce. And so I'm certainly looking forward to it. Certainly looking forward to getting to see you and meet you again sometime soon. Our prayers are with you as you continue with serving the church in your diaconate, and certainly want to thank you again for your time today.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right. That was Deacon Dave Schieffer, as well as Deacon Paul Fiesel of Fostoria St. Wendelin in Fostoria. It's really exciting to be able to hear a community that is ready and willing and waiting for us to come and all that. And they talked about investing in their community.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We are investing in as many people as we possibly can. And so, if you can, why don't you help us further that investment, please, by calling us at 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. The phones have not rung yet, or at least not for a little while. Well, they have rung today, but we do need some more phone calls, because a phone call means a donation, and a donation means we're closer to our goal. And we've got a long, long way to go to our goal. It hasn't been the kind of year that I had hoped it would be, at least not yet. But I don't give up hope. But I'm always grateful for what it is that we do have. So if it's less than what we had hoped, we'll make do. We'll make it work. It just means we have to maybe work a little harder, do things a little bit differently. But either way, we're going to keep on doing this work that is so valuable, not only to people who are listening and know about us now, but those who will come to know us and listen to us. Their opportunity to listen to us now is by our mobile app, or go online to our website to listen to the audio stream there. They can watch us on these videos right now, live Facebook. So please join us in this, would you please? 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655.
Yeah, and in addition, Deacon Jeff, to calling that number to pledge your best gift, call your friends and family. Give them a call. Let them know, hey, if you haven't had a chance to be listening these last few days, it is Spirit Drive time at Holy Family Radio. They need your support. We need your support. Give us a call at 888-287-0655, or donate online at the website holyfamilyradio.fm, or the new app Holy Family Radio, available on both Google Play and the Apple App Store. We appreciate so much the support of all of you that have pledged your support in the past, that continue to support us every year. But we also, issue a loving challenge to those of you that haven't donated yet. Maybe this is the year. We hope it's the year. Since it's going a little slower for us this year so far, we would maybe ask you to consider whether now would be the time for you to join the family. The Holy Family Radio family, which is your Catholic radio station, bringing quality Catholic programming both on the national and regional level, close to you. So give us a call at 888-287-0655.
888-287-0655. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll continue to ask for your donations and your support. You're listening to the Holy Family Radio Spring Spirit Drive here in 2022. We will be back after this break.
The radio
Welcome back to the Spring Spirit Drive here on Holy Family Radio. Give us a call at 888-287-0655 to pledge your best gift here during the Spring Radio Drive. It is just the one time per year that we interrupt your regular programming to ask you to partner with us, ask you to join in the Holy Family Radio family by calling and pledging your best gift. 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. You can also donate online at holyfamilyradio.fm, as well as on our brand new app, which we were talking about last year and is now a reality. The app is available both on Google Play as well as at the Apple App Store. It's just Holy Family Radio. Once you see our logo, you'll know you have the right one. You have to scroll down a couple of times, but our logo's a red heart with the Holy Family inside and a blue star up above it. Check it out. There's a lot to be enjoyed there on the app. You can listen to podcasts, including the Bishop's Corner. You can listen to our signal live, and you can donate through the app. As we mentioned, down in the bottom right-hand corner, just click that heart and pledge your donation to Holy Family Radio. We apologize if you had any listening difficulties there. We have been experiencing a little bit of technical problems, but Deacon Jeff is working away at it, and hopefully we'll have it resolved here shortly, if not already. This is your Spring Spirit Drive on Holy Family Radio. We're really honored to be able to take this time to pause the regular programming and ask you to join with us in pledging your donation, 888-287-0655. We'll take your donation in any form, really. Cash, check, credit card, debit from your checking or savings account, whatever works for you. We are flexible and we can make it work. Just tell us when you call or set it up that way when you donate online. We'll take any gift, one time, recurring, whatever works for you. If it's all the same to you, we would love, we call them recurring, but it's really just monthly is what that means. And that's helpful to the station because it gives it budget predictability, and that is very helpful. Any organization out there needs budget predictability. So consider that, prayerfully consider whether you might be able to make an ongoing monthly donation. Or if not, one-time gifts are great as well, and we are very, very happy and humbly accept that. 888-287-0655 is the number. Give us a call, won't you, during our Spring Spirit Drive here on Holy Family Radio.
Okay, I'm back here at the controls, so to speak, but I'm certainly not in control of what is happening right now, at least not here on 88.9. So,
you might be amused to know that we're having these problems, and so we were on a commercial break, and Deacon Jeff went outside to check some of the equipment. Where there's actually some people out there working on it, and I went out to the car to see how the signal was coming through in my car, and then heard the spot that said "Now return."
Right.
Let's return live, and went bolting into the studio,
Right.
so that we didn't have too much dead air there for you.
No, I don't think that we're on the air very well here at 88.9. The transmitter looks like it might be having some issues right now. So we're going to go and play. We're kind of planning on playing this audio right now anyhow. But we had talked before about expressive individualism, the idea that we can make up who we are based on who we think we are or how we feel, on a whim, day to day, whatever it might be. And an outcropping of that is the idea of being transgender, non-conforming, the idea that I can decide how I want to be referenced, how I want to be recognized, how I want to present myself, and kind of force that upon others. Otherwise, it's like hate or repression or oppression against me. You'd rather have me dead than anything else, and it's like, it's just not right. So I'm going to play this. I played this yesterday. It's transgenderism talk by Deacon Patrick Lampert from the Diocese of Birmingham, down in Alabama. It's a good one, and it'll give me an opportunity to kind of find out what's going on here. 888-287-0655. Even though some of you might be having a hard time hearing me over the air on 88.9 right now, please know you can still call. The volunteers are still in the studio, in the office there, ready to take your phone calls at 888-287-0655. And the website is up and running, so go there and make your donation there, and we'll be back later, and hopefully we can resolve our issues here at 88.9 FM WJTA. So with that, we go to Deacon Patrick Lampert of the Diocese of Birmingham on transgenderism. And indeed, we are back here live on Holy Family Radio. I want to thank you so much for listening, folks. It is the last day of our 2022 Spring Spirit Drive. It is usually our biggest day of the year.
Yeah.
We just came off of our holiest day of the year.
That's right.
Right, holiest season of the year with Easter, and this is our big holy day, if you want to, if we want to call it that. And unfortunately, we're having some issues today.
Yes, very unfortunately.
Very unfortunate.
If you're struggling to get the signal on 88.9, jump over to 94.9,
Yep.
which is a much stronger signal, and it shouldn't be having the technical issues that 88.9 is.
Right. It 94.9 covers most of the listening area that WJTA on 88.9 covered. So that's your alternative to be able to listen to us and to be able to continue with the Spring Spirit Drive. So the phones have rung a little bit during that break. 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. That's the phone number to call. Our volunteers are in the office ready to take your phone call and take your pledge, your donation of any amount, a recurring monthly donation, however you want to set that up via credit card, debit card, transfer from, automatic debit from a bank account, savings account. You want to send us a check if you want us to send you an invoice, whatever works for you. We are willing to accommodate that. So 888-287-0655 or online at holyfamilyradio.fm. For those of you who might be watching via Facebook Live or YouTube Live or on our website or our mobile app, welcome. I'm glad you can join us this way. It's a new service way of communicating and providing this message to you, give you a peek into the studio and what our faces look like and kind of how everything works here in the studio. And this is the last time we're going to be doing it in this particular studio. So
That's right.
I'm very pleased and happy to be able to move into a new location in the Glandorf Parish Center at Glandorf St. John the Baptist Parish. So looking forward to that. It's going to be very, very nice for a number of reasons. And one of the primary reasons is the fact that it's a space that's commensurate to the generosity of our listeners.
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks to what you've been able to provide us to be able to do. And sometimes you want to have something to show for your donations beyond, sending a signal across the airwaves. It's invisible, right?
Yeah. We like to have open house during the Spring Spirit Drive. So maybe next year.
Next year for sure.
When the station is in that new space.
Yep.
Many of you can come out and check it out, and you hopefully won't have too much difficulty finding it. We know we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so to speak.
Right now we are, sure.
Yeah. So it can be difficult to find us right now, but next year should be very easy. If you know where the Glandorf Parish Center is, you will be able to find us.
Right. Yeah. The Bishop Thomas is expected to bless the new place, the new studio.
Fantastic.
But he doesn't want to come until it's completely done.
Well, sure.
So it's not like we have a little bit of paint to put here or a little bit of flooring to put there or a little bit of trim here and all that. Nope, It's got to be done, and we want it done. And so he'll be coming. We'll have a nice grand opening, an open house probably at that time. Just have a big old celebration to be able to celebrate the growth of this radio ministry. So,
but it can't grow without your support. We really need you to help us out on that. 888-287-0655 is the number to call. holyfamilyradio.fm. Happy to take your pledge online through that or through the new mobile Holy Family Radio app out there. So any of those will work, whatever works for you. Let us know when you do donate, whether you call or you play something online. Let us know whether you're a new donor. We want to know that. And also let us know what programming you like, what you'd like to see changed or improved. It's always important to have that feedback. And while you can pull Deacon Jeff aside anytime, if you're fortunate enough to see him in the community, if you don't, if you live a little further out, it's a great opportunity to provide that kind of feedback and to let us know how the station can nourish your faith walk, because that's why we exist, to bring more souls to Christ and His church. So please give that feedback, provide that information. Give us a call at 888-287-0655.
Now, we just played a show or a program, a presentation from Deacon Patrick Lappert about transgenderism.
Yep.
And I had the opportunity to kind of listen to the back end of that. And that particular presentation is several years old. I want to say at least 3 years, perhaps a little bit longer. And the things that he was describing have only amplified since then. Okay. Shocking as they were back then, they're still shocking today. And we're talking about how a child can drive their medical care, if you even want to call it that, against the parents' wishes, against their own good, their own good, I guess, to say it. And the fact that now the medical community seeks to always affirm their desires.
This is considered the standard of care, he was explaining.
Standard of care.
The standard of care, which is an important phrase, an important concept in healthcare.
Right.
And I think what's most interesting about his talk and the information out there is that while if you look short term, that seems to help with, they're always citing to, mental health issues, depression, suicide, alcoholism, all kinds of very serious issues. Those do improve in the short term, but the statistics show that if you follow them for longer than 8 years, suddenly, as he said, the bottom drops out.
Yeah.
And suddenly you've got all the same rates of suicide and depression and alcoholism and anxiety and just runs the gamut.
Yeah.
So I think one of the many reasons that we're troubled by this trend is that these permanent, irreversible things are being done to children who not only, as we know, common sense, they don't know who they are yet. They're trying to figure that out. And then, they get further down the road only to find out decisions they made when they were, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, you pick a number, have now irrevocably changed their body for the rest of their lives.
Right.
And that ought to scare any parent, I would think. Even a parent that fully supports this movement ought to pause and say, what am I allowing to happen here if my child, changes their mind, so to speak, 10 years down the road?
Right.
They may be in permanently irreversible situation.
Yeah.
So it's just one of the many reasons it's very scary. Not to mention, that's just leaving all the theology, outside of the issue.
Exactly.
And approaching it as he said, this guy is not just a deacon, he's a plastic surgeon. And so he can really understand the medical approach to this issue. It was fascinating.
It is fascinating in a macabre sort of way. To be sure. And another scary part is the fact that if a parent dissents from it, they'll take the child away.
Yeah.
And basically push you away, and your desires aren't taken into account for your minor child.
Yeah.
Okay. And
this stuff is getting fed to them in most public schools now.
Yes.
And that's why you're seeing these bills. In Florida, we have one in the House, I think, right now in Ohio and in many other states. But, obviously we're based out of Ohio, so that's an important issue to us. And of course, the radical folks are categorizing it in one way, but all this bill seeks to do is to give parents the right to keep this from being spoon-fed at their children under age 3rd grade.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Literally kindergarten to 3rd grade. Parents are just saying, could we take a time out here and not start spoon-feeding this to children?
Right.
And let the parents govern that issue.
Yeah.
And then even beyond that, in grades above, all they're saying is age appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tame bill, I think.
Oh yeah. It's a common sense bill, like you want to have. It's one of those things where we shouldn't even need this.
Yeah.
Why do we even need to even offer this as a solution or a stopgap measure?
Right.
To prevent teachers and school administrations from scandalizing young children and robbing them of their innocence and sexualizing them at an age where that's not appropriate. They have no
That's
idea.
that's exactly what it does. It sexualizes them. So again, from my standpoint, it's like no matter where you stand on the issue, really, do you want children having these conversations?
Right.
I mean, kindergarten is 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
You know, third grade, not that much further. We're talking under 10.
Right.
For sure.
For sure. And it's just not in terms of, schools where teachers have it in a classroom in some places, knowingly or unknowingly. It's a social media issue.
Yeah.
I would be unpopular with many teens and youngsters to tell their parents, get rid of TikTok, get rid of Tumblr, get rid of Reddit, get rid of some of these places where there's a subculture that offers for kids who are disillusioned with who they are, with their friendships, and are struggling with kind of life in general, can find a really high, they're highly suggestive in those states. And then when they find some reassurance and some comfort from people who, I understand what you're going through and all that, and then they get led into a world that really turns it upside down for them. So, get rid of it. They won't make you very popular. Some of these, like TikTok, I'd say half of it or more is just innocuous stuff. It's garbage, silly stuff, somewhat entertaining. In fact, if you folks don't know about TikTok very much, you probably know about Reels now on Facebook, and that's fairly entertaining, right? It's really easy to scroll through and consume stuff. A couple seconds here, a couple seconds there, you find something you invest in, right? TikTok is a whole nother level, and you don't see that on Reels. Okay, you know why? Because kids aren't there. Kids are on TikTok. Okay, so you're going to see stuff because they feed you things that you pay attention to. Their algorithms know when you stop on something, they know what kind of video that was and how long you looked at it. And so they begin to understand you through AI and other techniques.
Yeah.
And begin to serve you stuff that they think you like, but then also they sneak other stuff in there just to see if you might pay attention to it.
Right.
And
Because they're always wanting to test a little bit. Do we have it right? Have you developed new or different interests? They want to feed that.
Yeah.
So that's where you get exposed to that sort of thing.
Yep. So
888-287-0655 is the phone number. The phone is ringing right now, which means we still have one line available for you to call to pledge your support to Holy Family Radio, your Catholic radio station, bringing you quality Catholic programming on a national as well as regional basis.
Right.
Which is so important. I mean, it's great to hear the national programs and, really receive the blessing of so many of those great national programs available through EWTN, but also to hear a more local spin on these things from time to time. So support us, won't you? Support your Catholic radio station at 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. At the top of the hour, I think it's not yet the top of the hour, but it's past. we got going on our passion over the current culture. But we're trying to get Father Tony Fortman on the line with us. He'll be on the phone, hopefully here in just a moment or two. He is, if you don't know, he's the outgoing pastor at St. John the Baptist Parish. He's been there quite a while, and he's going to be heading out to a new assignment soon. So, I don't know if we'll be able to speak with him in future years, but I can say that we certainly have enjoyed speaking with him in the past. And he usually comes into the studio to be with us, but today we're going to have him via phone, God willing, for sure, because we've definitely had some technological issues today. And if you're just joining and you're having any trouble catching the signal, we would encourage you to move over to 94.9 FM, which broadcasts out of the Lima Ada area, but is a very strong signal and really covers the majority of our listening area, because we are having some trouble with our 88.9 signal here this morning. We're also streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our website. So if you want to see a little bit of the behind the scenes here of what things look like when you'll see people come in and out the door back behind me, if they're guests coming into the studio, same when the camera's on Jeff over there. It can be a little interesting to catch it. We know, though, that you don't really want to hear our voices and really want to hear or see our faces. What you want is your regular programming back because it's so excellent. we interrupt the programming like this for you to have to listen to our voices only once per year because we need your support. I mean, this is a station. This is a nonprofit station supported solely through business underwriters and your pledges, your donations of support. And it literally cannot exist for the long term without your support. So we really need you to, let's see, we had a guest yesterday that talked about standing up for God. So maybe you can stand up for God through standing up for your Catholic radio station. We'd urge you to pray about that and see whether this is the year you could make your first donation. We love new donors. They're the lifeblood of a ministry because we know new people are joining in, new people are listening. So it's important to know that you're out there and that you're joining with us, that you feel Catholic radio is important enough to you and your family and your friends that you want to see it stay on the air. So give us a call at 888-287-0655. You can also donate online at holyfamilyradio.fm, and you can go to the app, Holy Family Radio app, available in the Apple App Store as well as the Google Play Store, where you can download the app. Listen to our signal, you can listen to podcasts like the Bishop's Corner, and you can donate. But today, as any day really, but today we have people here to answer your call. We don't always have somebody here to answer your call. So if you would be so kind as to give us a call at 888-287-0655 and pledge your best gift to support Catholic radio in your area, we would really appreciate it. And your friends and neighbors and family would appreciate it too, because it all adds together to help support Catholic radio in this area of Northwest and North Central Ohio, or West Central. I'll get it right. The Lima area is considered more West Central, and Northwest portion up until we hit the Annunciation signal. So please, won't you give us a call, 888-287-0655. We're anxious to hear from you. We like to hear from you. We like to hear what you like about Catholic radio, what you'd like to see changed or improved about Catholic radio, what we can do to better serve your needs as a lay Catholic or as somebody directly involved with some of the things available from parishes. We're very happy to promote events going on at parishes throughout the listening area. That's something free done for parishes that we gladly do as a means of giving back to the community. So please, when you call 888-287-0655, please let us know how we can better serve you, how we can better serve your parish. But right now, what we need is your support. We need that call, even if you don't have a reason or a statement to make in terms of how we can better support you. Maybe you just feel we're doing a fantastic job. Please call and please make your donation, 888-287-0655. Or holyfamilyradio.fm. You can go out there and make your donation as well. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we hope that we will have Father Tony Fortman, the outgoing pastor at St. John the Baptist in Glandorf, joining us via phone. This is your Holy Family Radio Spring Spirit Drive here on 88.9 in the Glandorf-Leipzig area, 94.9 out of Lima and Ada, which is a very strong signal. We'd encourage you to go to that if you're having trouble catching us on the 88.9. And we also have a signal at 88.7 over in Findlay that is W204CU. Mm-hmm. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we should have Father Tony Fortman.